I don't want to... Oh, shit, it's backwards. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, those are the books that I've been reading lately, but this is supposed to be turned around. And that's my flowers that are dying that I had from the last interview a week ago. Okay, here we are. Let's see if we got this in there. Well, yeah, I know rotate your device. I don't do that shit. Okay, I will. What the? It always says rotate. Facebook always wants you to have your device rotate. I don't like that because doesn't. I have to get really close. Okay, so Facebook friends, just chill out because I'm gonna get YouTube. I'm gonna get a couple other things going here. Oh shit! I forgot to do the YouTube one. You have to name it and everything. Okay, let's do this on Instagram. They keep changing how you go live, and it totally confuses me.
Instagram's so innovative. They're always finding new ways.
And I can never find it. Like, especially when I smoke pot, I'm like, where the fuck how did I go live again? Like, could you stop moving it? It was like in another place last time. Okay, so we got half of us there. Instagram people, we are getting everything hooked up here. Just be patient because we're gonna go live in a second on our main feed, which is YouTube. If I can figure it out. I wish I wouldn't have to name it first.
Take your time.
Okay, Google, open YouTube. I got a new phone that I can't figure out.
Opening YouTube.
Not over here.
Opening YouTube.
No, not there. That's my Facebook feed, knuckleheads. Okay. Oh, Instagram's still live. Facebook is still live. Okay, kids, just have your patience here. Okay, how do I get to YouTube? You know what? I couldn't figure out last time. At least YouTube Studio. It should be go live up here or create a video, and I couldn't figure it out. Have you? Yeah. Can you figure out how to do a video?
You might be able to just go live. Let me see.
It used to be right at the top. You just click it right away, but they keep changing it too.
Videos. Live. There we go. You got to go to videos first, right here, on the triple. Oh, well, just go back, but it's already there. Oh, go to the right.
This is a new phone.
Oh, one more time.
Really?
Yeah, go to the left now, because you skipped it right there. That page, and the little gear.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to show you. So,
oh, yeah.
It's on dashboard. You go to videos. It's going to load up. Boom.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It was in another place. It was right at the top of the screen right there.
Different phones do it weird. Like, everything switches.
Oh, man. Okay. Live. Oh, no, that's the ones I did live.
Let me see. I'll help you out. What kind of phone is this? One looks heavy.
It's a brand new one. It's a, what is it called? PF, FP, or V? It's two initials. I never heard of it before.
One of the new ones, dashboard.
LD, LP?
Let's see. We're going to find out. Maybe you can just go to...
Yeah. What's it called?
LG.
LG, thank you.
Maybe if you go to regular YouTube.
I came back from Japan and everything was Vodafone there and another one.
I'm going to go to regular YouTube because I can't find it either.
Okay.
Because they'll let you... I know how to do it from your channel.
It used to be right at the top on the top of the YouTube feed. Create. It said create and you pick it and it says live or upload.
There we go. So, you're going to go on the regular YouTube app.
Uh-huh.
You see that plus sign at the bottom in the middle?
Oh, yeah. It's just like, okay, the plus.
And then you're going to
go live.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, what I hate about YouTube is you have to name it, which I don't like naming it. Episode 10.
Love that number.
Okay, that's how I'm going to name it, because I don't want to... Yes, it's public. See, they make you put all this stuff. Is it for children? Is it not for children? Is it for...
Just make it general. Because children are going to find
Yeah,
anything.
but you can't... No, don't restrict. You got to put... It won't let you go. Is it made for kids? No, it's not made for kids. Now it lets you go. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Pretty cute.
3, 2, 1. We're like on three-way call here. Now I got to start the real video that's going to upload later. Let's see. Oh, make sure I turn on the microphone. It's got to have the red light on. Red light. Oh, the blue light. Okay, the blue light. We're going to put the microphone right about here. And then I'm going to push start.
The YouTube feed's really clear. I like the camera on that.
Yeah, because I got a new thing. The other one's got tape over it because I smashed the screen so many times.
So one thing about the one on the right that I think you set for YouTube is I'm not sure if it's running just yet.
Oh, it's not?
It says stream set for December 22nd, 6:02.
Oh.
Oh, you have to still click go live.
Go live.
Extra.
Okay. Now if I can only get this one to go. Oh, the wrong button, that's why. This one always takes a while to start. It's Chinese freaking cameras. There we go, red light. It's flashing. Yes!
It's going, okay.
I'm just going to make sure so it doesn't turn off on me like it did before. I could see it. Okay, look at that. Rotate your device. Oh, this one lets you rotate. Okay.
Yeah, go on that scale. That's better.
Yeah, that's going to be much better. I'm just going to move this a little over. You
got your cup ready?
Yeah, I'm going to pour. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is our 10th episode. And I have a lovely saxophone player, keyboard player, multi-instrument talent named Angel.
Yep, I rap and sing too.
She raps and sings, and she is here in the hood, Normal Heights. And tell us how you got into music.
Oh, it's a very long story if you don't mind hearing. Ooh.
Woo!
Okay.
I caught it this time. Last time I did it over there on the show, I went off the roof.
Hell no. I'm like, oh, it's scary. But I'll get into it since we got time.
Yeah, we got all the time in the world.
Literally, I started the journey in music probably around 7.5, 8. I just remember seeing this episode of The Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
It was the one where Bleeding Gums Murphy died, and it got me motivated. And I was just like, "What instrument is that?" And I asked around, and then I kept hearing saxophone in the episode. I'm like, "It's a sax," but first saxophone.
The Simpsons sax is so cool too.
It's a whole Barry. It's not even a regular sax, and it's like that's oversized. I remember playing a Barry in high school. I could barely carry it when I was marching. But
why is it saying rotate your device still?
Let's see.
Stream portrait.
Did you click? Oh, you gotta click on the bottom, stream portrait, so you can stream portrait. You still gotta click and confirm it.
My God. See. Now we're going live. We're gonna start the whole thing over. Ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1. We are live with Angel. We're gonna start from the very beginning. This is episode 10 of Live from Normal Heights. Have you ever been to Normal Heights?
Actually, this is my second time here. I never really visited people, but I drive around this area a lot.
Okay. So Angel's going to start from the very beginning because we couldn't figure out how to work the camera here. And she's going to tell us how she got into music because she's a multi-talented musician, rapper, singer, saxophone player, a bunch of other instruments, huh? How many instruments?
Well, I played contrabass when I was in high school. I played keys. I got into clarinet. I like percussion. I learned drum set and other percussion instruments like.
Were you ever in the drum line?
I wanted to be, but no, I'm the sax.
Oh, that's right. I played sax in marching band and symphonic band. I played marching French horn, and I had a solo. And my arm couldn't hold up the French horn the whole 5 songs. So by the end of it, it was like all shaking like this, and they said, "This is a beautiful vibrato," because I had a solo.
It's always epic when you get the solo parts.
My arm would shake.
The only thing about marching with the instrument is that it gets very tiring. People don't understand how much breath control you have to have.
Yeah, it does. And your neck, you have to go to chiropractors to crack it out and stuff.
Especially with the sax, I feel like that's something you really get tired with. You don't realize it when you're young, but once you're out there, like I've done a couple protests with my sax. A few actually, and it's like,
oh, we gotta do that.
I'm tired. You should come out with me. We always need more instrumentalists. We can even come up with little things.
I put on Craigslist. I put the 6 feet apart marching band and dance troupe. And only 2 people got a hold of me, but they were like old and they were way far away. And
I would have been a part.
Okay, let's do it.
I literally check them. You have me on Instagram, right?
Oh yeah.
So you'll see pictures of me with I'm usually the only one. There was one where there was like a tenor, another tenor, and there was like 2 other altos, including me, and then a drummer like with the timbali. But he was off time, and I was like, I'm kind of anal when it comes to rhythm. And I'm like, yo, you playing wrong. And he just looked at me and smiled and kept playing. And I was just like, nah. You know, you can't say anything when you're in the moment, but, you know, like, even if you do, they're going to keep going. It's like, who are you? Because we didn't know each other.
Oh, that's cool. You just kind of all met up at the protest and you guys all had instruments.
It was so dope. I love those vibes.
I want to do that.
We can. If there's
let's definitely do it.
Hopefully it's for other causes and, you know, we can stop killing black folks. I mean, cops can stop killing black folks.
Yeah,
we gotta be honest.
hopefully we won't have 5 million more protests of that because we don't need any more like killing.
We don't.
We don't need any more bullshit.
I feel like a lot of the things that the community wants to get together on is, calling a number to, bring the right people in for people with mental health issues, drug issues, people that, we don't always need somebody with an armed weapon coming in and handling situations.
Yeah, and a lot of police are ex-military people, which they've come back with severe anxiety and stuff, and so they're trigger happy, not because they are bad people, but because they've gone through a lot of stress and that they take it out. A lot of suicides, a lot of family abuse, and then they take it out on people that they're trying to serve. But once you've been in a war zone, it's kind of hard to get your mind back to not being in a war zone.
Yeah, you gotta literally I feel like vetting is definitely, doing the right things and the right processes. I don't want to get into it too deep. So let me explain. Let me get back on
Let's
topic.
go back to where because we started the new feed. So you started about 6 or 8 years old. You started first listening to saxophone on The Simpsons.
Yeah, that was what Bleeding Gums Murphy was like. That was a dude that inspired me. Like when I saw him die like that and seeing like they kind of had the whole episode and they had a little journey with this guy. And I was like, how cute. And I was like, I felt like I had to do right by that old man. I felt so, I don't know, I internalized it a lot, Because growing up, like, black male mentors and things of that nature, like, literally helped my journey as an instrumentalist up to this point. And even as a songwriter, even as a rapper, even as a singer. So, get into that. That's what inspired me that young. My first music teacher, who was Mr. Barnes, shout out to him. He didn't give me a sax right away. He gave me a clarinet.
Oh, they always do that.
I was so mad. They want to see how bad you want it, I think.
Yeah, because unless you already had some musical, like you've been playing, like I was already playing the cornet, but I had got braces, so I got to switch to sax. So like, okay, sax, you can do that. But if you like just start off, no, you're going to do clarinet or flute, because it's hard to get people to do those. Mm-hmm. So everyone wants, like, they hear the sax. When I grew up, the sax was in every major band and solo. It's like Spandau Ballet, Duran Duran. Every single band that I grew up with had a sax solo in the dang song.
Careless Whisper was a big song. I gotta learn that song. Everybody always requests it because I'm not big on picking up other songs.
Because there's a funny guy on YouTube that does it too. Have you seen him?
No, I'm so out of the loop. People are like, "You've been living under a rock." I'm like, "I actually have."
He would go around to like people and he would like serenade him, da 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 da,
people would do.
And everyone would be just laughing because it was just he did like a comedy thing, but that's a good one. So with your music, when did you start feeling like, okay, this is what I'm gonna really get into?
Literally at 8 years old. Like I was already I was writing poetry. I was getting into a lot more. Like I was already, my pen was already sharp. Like I was starting to write poetry. I think poetry was I know poetry was my first love before the instruments. It's just that when I saw The Simpsons, it took me there.
Yeah.
Mr. Barnes kind of just got me in the right direction. I remember like after 2 weeks I quit, but I came back after a new music teacher came by and I was like, I could play again. I could just weasel my way in. This dude was named Mr. Graham. There's 2 brothers. I had them both. The first one tested my knowledge of reading music. I didn't know how to read music, and I failed. And I was like, damn. He's like, you only have 2 tries. And I failed both times because I felt like I could outsmart the test, and I didn't know what I was doing. And I come back the next year to the other grand brother, and I finally learned. But I didn't get the instrument I wanted because there was no more saxophone, so I gave up. And so finally around like about 10 years old, this dude, Mr. Love, comes by. Reggie Love, dreads, super chill. Like, I feel like he used to smoke before he came to class. I'm not going to get into it. But just super chill. I finally, took the time to learn. And there was one class he taught the staff, and I memorized everything. I wrote notes. I went back. He was like, you need to learn how to read this music before you get the sax. And he was the only person that kind of had it available. But somebody had already rented it out, and I begged my parents to get me a sax. I really wanted to play and pass the test. He was like, if you can get a hold of a sax, we'll get you in. They got me the sax, not that one, but I still have the old one. And so from then it took on. I went to a performing arts school in middle school. I went to my freshman year, then I went to a regular high school. We did marching band there. We did jazz band. My sister was a big part of it. She's also an instrumentalist.
What do you play?
Oh, the trumpet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I played cornet way back in the days.
Shoot. Man, it was just beautiful because you realize it's a level up. You keep leveling up, and then singing. I started singing. I've always rapped because poetry. I started with poetry, and there was artists I listened to. Kanye West, College Dropout album, 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying, Tupac's, just Tupac. Anything Tupac was something I was listening to. DMX was somebody that was deep. Like, a lot of my poetic influences in my own rap music come from DMX, and even just thinking about certain motifs I'm going to use. Queen Latifah, Foxy Brown was a big influence. And then when I was in my teenage years is when I discovered Nicki. I think it was like 2007. She had the version of the Jump Off and her version of Warning, which it was like, who is this chick? And I remember just being obsessed. Nobody knew of her. And then 2010 comes. I'm like, I've been on Nicki. When she finally popped. And I was like, everybody's late on Nicki.
All the bands that I liked that later became famous, I stopped liking them as much because all the goofy people were like liking them. I'm like, that's my stuff. You know, what do you like liking my stuff?
That's how it is. And just to see that transition and growth from her to like, you know, that rough and tough hood ass girl into like mainstream pop, and it was just like, that's an interesting transition because you see like she built her own image in a sense too. So it's kind of like, that's interesting growth because you're starting to realize what people want to see more of, and to see that transition. And then it's so crazy to even think the reason why I started singing, I was always in choir, I was in a praise team growing up, so I liked singing. I was a little shy.
I was in the gospel choir.
Hey, here we go. And it
we
kind
did
of got me
Jesus on the main line, tell them what you want.
Oh my God, we did that one too.
Call them up, tell them what you want.
Yes. Okay, so
are you ready for a miracle? Ready as I can be.
We were lit. We were that lit. Our praise team was small, but if we had more people, we would have turned up.
This was Palomar College. We tore it up. We had it was all these cool people in the gospel choir, man. Back then I wish I would have done lead, but I didn't. I was starting out beginning to be known as a singer because I was an instrumentalist. Mm-hmm. But I always wanted to be a singer, and since 10 years old, I really got like, this is my dream. I'm going to be famous by 25. I passed that mark, but I'm not yet. I'm not ever giving up. It's like, even if I'm 87, I'm going to be playing my saxophone or playing my guitar or playing my piano and writing music. Because I feel it's not only healing for people who listen to it, if they do listen to it, but it's a healing for yourself. Mm-hmm. Like making something that's inside you come out. Like, I don't even know how to teach someone how to write a song because it comes out. It's like
you can't.
It's just like a challenge.
Get it emotional.
It's channeled to like something like one day like a song will go boom all out, and then one day you'll be writing a song that'll take like 12 years, 5 years to finish a song, and some of them just go like that, and just you don't know where they're coming from or where they're going.
Getting emotional because I can relate so much. I'm trying not to get teary eyed, but that's how it is. I don't know if you've heard the album that I have called Agunica.
I listened to like 2 or 3 of your songs. The one with you had the sax.
And I have like
the picture. Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was was it Facts?
Oh, yeah, Facts. I listened to Facts.
So it's a part of the album too. And then there's one called Next to Me. My sister actually playing the keys in that one, and then I'm playing the sax, and I also sing in that. And there's a few tracks. Some of them are very poppy, like you could tell they're already ready for the industry. So it's just like those came quick. But there's one called Torn in Two that literally came from a hard moment. Like it took time. And even when you're talking about singing and writing, like there's just times like it is channeling. Some people are like, "What's your process?" And I'm like, "It's just do I feel the beat? Do I feel this? What am I feeling?" So I wasn't even a singer. I didn't want to sing. I was just honestly rapping. And we had a group. My sister was involved in it too. It was called Mahogany Effect. Before that, we had an end of the discussion, which was with the rapper named Rajay, and he was coming up too. I'm not sure if he still raps, but I remember Mahogany Effect fell apart and had written all these songs for it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to sing it myself. And it was a process because one day I want to show you if I ever have the time, my old sound recordings to like how my voice sounds now. Very like different.
God.
I found my voice.
To my stuff, old stuff, I'm like, damn.
It's different.
And it was good for that time, but I can't sell that shit now. If I ever get famous, it's going to be like the demo recordings that go on this old CD of all demos, where people go like, man, he was really bad, but I can tell he's going to be great someday, you know?
Exactly. That's how it always is.
Yeah.
It's growth. People think it's instant, so they get disappointed when I don't sound that good. Well, how do I sound like you? Just keep going.
When you first record your first song and you hear it back and you're like, who's that singing? Because it doesn't sound like me. The sound in your head and the sound, but now I've got used to that sound on recording. That's me.
And it's so different. Sometimes do you ever feel like you can mold the voice to like the attitude you want? It's almost like acting when you're delivering your song.
Totally.
You want to match that mood, and that's what's really deep. And the journey of music has been long. Like I'm gonna get very kind of vulnerable with this. There was a time where I didn't play my sax for like 3 years, just 3 years straight, from 18 to 21. And my sister got me back into playing a little bit, and I didn't have a sax. And I just remember feeling something missing. And I don't know if you feel like that when you take a break like that. You just feel like something's missing in your life. I just remember being...
When I stopped playing in a band and I stopped going out, and I just went out again after interviewing Jaden, I went out and played in the park and sold my CDs and stuff.
There's something about
it. Was so hard to get back out. It took me like a year to just... When I got back from Japan, I played for 7 years at over 200 train stations, and I got kicked out of a lot of them, but I did really well. I made a lot of money in Japan. Came back, and I tried a few places in San Diego, and I didn't make as much money, so I felt like, oh, maybe people won't like it as much.
It's not even that. Sometimes
But
people
no.
just ain't tipping.
Yeah, because they don't have as much money here. They have a lot of money in Japan, the people. And their bills are, the smallest bill is $10, and their coins are like $1, $5 coins, so they throw a bunch of those coins out, and they say, oh, sorry, I don't have any bills, and they're like, that's like $17 worth of coins.
Damn!
Yeah, so it's like the concept there is totally different. They carry a lot of cash. So I came back, people are throwing some change, like just some coins. I'm like, oh, that's
Who
good.
the hell is... Yeah.
And then they throw like $1 or $2, okay. And they're like, yeah, man, $1. But only one time I made $100. But then Jaden came to one of open mics, which is a block from here we used to have on Adams Avenue at Lestat's. And he had first time played there, and he said, I just got back from Balboa Park, and I just made $800. It was his first time he ever made that much money, and it was a 3-day weekend because we had the open mic on Monday night. So he came on one of those holiday weekends where it was just wall to wall people in the park. So everyone was just throwing a little bit of money, just all added up at the end. He's like, "Damn, I made $800." So I'm like, okay, I gotta go to Balboa Park now. So
Balboa's where it's at.
I didn't know that. I was playing at the beach, which was good.
Beach is good, but it's always, honestly, like I noticed even from just touring in the place, like just walking around, there's always a few musicians, and they always got cash in their cases.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they haven't been there yet. But
there's a lot of people from out of town that are coming here to travel, and they have money with them, and they're like, wow.
I'm just hoping this quarantine lifts, because it's honestly slowing down a lot. It's slowing down a lot of interest for musicians, and it's slowing me down. Damn.
There was just, in San Diego last weekend, they court-ordered, opened up the restaurants again.
And what happened with that? Are they still open?
It just happened this weekend. So now it's...
That was in the news.
Yeah.
So they
court-ordered. Now they're open. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to go
out.
You
can sit inside. Yeah, so I'm going to definitely try to sit down inside, because the people that were waitresses and waiters and people that got tips from bars and stuff, they were struggling so hard.
And
everyone.
That stimulus that they're going to try to give out isn't even enough. Like,
no, it's like not. Pittance, and they gave so much money to the rich corporations and stuff.
They got so many bailouts.
It's stupid. It's because they pay for the politicians, and the politicians work for them. It's like there's no, which is, I think the next protest has to be. Whoops! I just spilled in my lap. The next protest has to be starting a third party, because the two-party system has just become so corrupt.
We already knew it. Like, binary systems aren't where it's at. We know it. Yeah. We've been seeing it, and it splits so many people. And I think I even feel I feel like there may be even more unification in the sense of understanding and wanting and desiring. And, okay, where can we come together on things? I think the third party may have to even be something that's very unifying, that stands for all. Like
People's Party or something. People have been saying the People's Party.
Mm-hmm. I like We the People. I kind of created a little thing like that.
Yeah, we needed to have some kind of big movement, because the Democrats and the Republicans are just so behind the times. And the only one that I could have supported was Bernie Sanders, and then he just totally got screwed again second time. And I'm hoping, I don't know what next 4 years will be like, who can run for vice president. I don't even, what's your age? You have to be 35 years old to be president. But I don't know if that's the same for vice president. I would love to have someone like AOC as vice president.
That'd be beautiful.
And then someone that's older, like Dianne Feinstein, not Dianne, I hate her. There was a congresswoman in LA that was so progressive, and she got beat up. She was more progressive than Bernie Sanders, but everything she tried, they just snuffed her out.
The only way to be right now is progressive. Looking at how the world was affected, looking at how our healthcare system isn't working for a lot of people.
I know how any of the people can say we don't need universal health care. It's like right now, all the people that said we don't need it, they lost their jobs and lost their health care, and they're going to be like, okay, I changed my mind.
I already know there's already people like that. Why do you think this? I felt like the last election was a bit of a landslide. It shouldn't have been as close, but it was. It was like, whoa, people really changed their mind.
People are starting to come out. They have to come out. It's like they have no choice. And the crazy thing is when FDR became president, he wasn't progressive. His wife was progressive, but he was pushed so far to be progressive or he would have lost the next election because there was major protests in the streets because everyone was just starving.
I'm learning, damn.
So now it's going to...
He's the one that came up with the alphabet programs, right? Like with all those programs.
Yeah, all the big ones that... He came up with food stamps. He came up with all the stuff. God, there was so... He put so many people to work to just build stuff and just make stuff and repair the roads and clean up the streets, and he would just start all these community, and he was pushed by the congressmen and the Democratic city council people and stuff because everyone was just so poor and just destitute. So it was going to be either a revolution and the country just go to shit, or it was going to be someone has to just give people what they really need.
It's happening.
And that's
what's
going to happen now.
Oh my God, it's happening now.
Yeah.
And I remember having this conversation. I was in a little meeting with some people. We were supposed to be organizing some stuff. It turned out to not really be what I wanted, but I did get gems out of it. So we were talking about just how to make progressive change and how Black and brown communities aren't really benefiting from a lot. But now we're seeing it's honestly hitting all communities. It's not just Black and brown. And so it's like, we really got to think, what's the next step? And some people are like, civil war. Some people are like, definitely a bit more aggressive action.
It would have been civil war if they didn't do the New Deal. So that was what saved it. Because people were just going to go march. They were going to just tear down Washington. They were going to tear down the courthouses. They were going to do everything. It was out of control because people were so poor.
Especially seeing with our, current president who doesn't want to leave the office yet. I think that may be something that may happen anyway. We'll see. I'm going to pray that it doesn't. I pray that we can come to a...
I feel like he will be pushed to be more progressive once he sees the demonstrations that are just out of control. He's going to okay, we have to do something. We have to do universal health care. We have to give people a living wage. There got
to be a stimulus package no matter what.
Yeah, there has to be a universal basic income or something because there's not enough jobs right now, and you can't just have the people who have jobs making a living wage and then no one else who doesn't have a job making a wage. So
we already see the discrepancies with that.
So crazy.
And it just makes me a little bit... I like how we got political.
Which I like the fact that to do music, we have such a voice for young people. If we don't use that for something positive, it's like a waste. And so I'm so glad that some people still in music are still trying to... I feel with what happened in the 80s and 90s is like the music became all run by the industries, so the internet had kind of turned it around to where there's people that are way like Rage Against the Machine would have never got famous if the internet wasn't around, because they were totally against all the capitalism and all the corruption and even the record industry.
It's so egomaniac driven. And
yeah.
So I've been a part of it for a little bit, and I've seen some ugly things, had ugly things happen, and it's just very it's eye-opening where it's like it's not even worth my peace.
Yeah, and they promoted during the 90s and the 80s, they promoted only rappers that were talking like gangster rap because they wanted everyone to get into gangs and everyone to be thrown in jail.
Because there's money lying in their pockets.
Yeah, that's what they wanted.
So crazy to think how some people were really investing in the prison system, even in the industry.
Totally.
And do you remember, I forgot who it was, but there was a rapper who came out with, he said there was a secret meeting. I gotta find this
interview now. There's one rapper that totally goes into all the conspiracy theories that the true conspiracy theories that are he really studies, and his name is what's his name? Immortal Technique. Have you heard of him?
Yes!
Oh shit, he talks about some... And then I start looking on the internet, I start going into all the Wikipedia pages, I'm like, oh my god, he knows shit. I didn't hear about this meeting, I didn't hear about this investigation, wow, he knows all this history.
That's what's crazy.
And that he would have never got popular on any radio station if the internet didn't take him off. So we have it's like, to do something really out there in people's faces can get you known, where before you're not going to be on MTV, you're not going to be on anything, because, we want something just cookie cutter and, everyone's, yay, we're going to sing and get drunk and have fun. That's what it's all
right.
Love songs, Nothing's about anything of substance,
You're right.
During the industry's heydays.
It's still like that right now.
It is. That's what they're pushing, but they're all losing, all the big industries, they can't sell.
Especially right now, everybody's struggling, where are these chains going? I can't even get a new chain, I can't get a new car right now. My music's. I want to. When there's time after this.
Oh, I just broke some new cell phones I bought within a year ago, and they're saying we can't get the screen. And I'm like, I just bought this a year ago. It's a new cell phone. What the fuck? You don't have screens? Yeah, right now we're having trouble with getting, because that's from this country and that's from this country. Like, oh shit, everything's like closed down. People's factories are not going.
Oh my god, I didn't think about. I haven't had to replace a phone like that.
Yeah.
Thank God. But this is deeper than what you're giving me tea, because I've kind of been. I'm a very spiritual person. I don't put myself in something unless it's something I'm invested in. Like, definitely PETA, veganism, and things of that nature. I've been turning my eye to that a lot more. But it's real as out here. We're struggling. Our country is hell about to like collapse if we're not careful, and it is on the brink of collapse.
And there's so many countries that right away said, we're going to guarantee all the wages of your employees if you shut down. And they shut down and they stopped the pandemic, or they slowed it down a lot more than we did. But because they guaranteed people that they're going to get a wage from the government. This is a time of emergency. If we have, in times of emergency, millions and billions of dollars to go bomb all these countries that have nothing to do with anything we said they had to do with, we have money to feed the people in our own country. But they're so stupid.
I'm thinking a lot. I like talking with you because it's getting me to think a lot. And, to be very frank, before this year, I wasn't thinking about politics. I was honestly up in the cloud. I was so focused on myself, very self-centered. I was going through my own hardships. But literally being out there in the protests and seeing different sides of things and different angles, and seeing how different communities were affected, Native communities, African-American communities. Every community has basically been affected, and now I'm starting to realize,
you think of all the casinos that were run by Native American tribes, and all the casinos had to shut down.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. Everybody's money's getting touched, and I think now people are really like, okay, I see how you feel.
But the crazy thing is they let all the huge corporations stay open.
There's something shady about that. We already know.
And all the moms and pops have to shut down.
We're seeing it out here. Well, I'm glad they reopened the restaurants, but we're starting to see it out here. We're starting to see it there's so many examples of it. And if we're not out on the streets, I hate to say it, even rioting, then what are we doing? What are we gaining?
Yeah.
This is what this conversation has me thinking, because I never thought in this aspect before. And I don't know if you did your intentions yesterday for the conjunction, but a lot of them were
I went to Balboa Park and sat around with all these people. It was so cool.
Yeah, but
we sat around and did a little ceremony. We had all these crystals and stuff.
That's beautiful.
Just people I met, some total strangers.
Ain't nothing wrong with
I
that.
had these three young girls. They're way too young for me, but they were so cute. And I got this other young guy to come over and sit with us, and we all sat in a circle.
They're like, oh, that's lit.
Yeah, they were all.
You gotta show the camera.
It was so cool. Well, maybe one of them might be listening and watching. I'm not going to say their names, but they were so
anonymous.
They were so cool, these cute girls. And then I got this old lady come sit with us and tell her about her favorite authors. She's like, I love Edgar Allan Poe, and she was all talking about.
Deep, especially around this time. Because one thing I wanted to talk about is like my intentions were not self-centered. They were very like, I want people to get paid an equal wage. I feel like agricultural workers, they were very essential. I feel like now essential work should be like 25 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're already seeing that. Like we wouldn't have stores, we wouldn't have our food in our grocery stores, we wouldn't have our stuff packed. Like these are intentions I'm writing down. I wish I brought my intentions list. If I knew we were gonna get into this conversation,
we always go wherever it goes.
Because in all honesty, like more and more I realize there's so many messed up stuff, and my intentions list was about other things, like what people would consider political, which isn't even political. It's humanitarian. It's just thinking about the human consciousness and the human condition. It's not even about.
They try to say it's political so they can get us to stop talking about it. That's what they do.
Like BLM's political. How one group of people that are really affected by this political? This is real. Yeah. This is reality. Yeah. We are seeing it. We finally seen it was in our faces. We've seen what happened to George Floyd. We've seen what happened to Breonna Taylor. We've seen those things. Ahmaud Arbery. We're seeing things and atrocities happen to people in the LGBTQ community that are happening. The fear mongering, and a lot of the just people trying to elicit fear in our sentiments. I notice it's been so rampant. I don't let it get to me. Whenever I feel fear from a post, I gotta ignore it because I'm like, oh, that's bringing me fear. That's an unnecessary emotion.
Fear to me is false evidence appearing real. That's the acronym for fear. Because I haven't felt any. There was a couple times where I felt like I almost had a fever, and I'm like, oh shit, what if I caught this thing? What if I caught this thing? And then all of a sudden I started getting really hot. And it was just because I was I was just so worried that I raised my fever. And like I went to work and they said, oh, you're 102? And I said, and it was just because I was thinking I had a fever, right?
Your
So
body is
I'm
crazy.
like, okay, something's not working. I said, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go rollerblading. I went rollerblading around the corner. Like I'll sweat to death, and I come back and he goes, oh, you're perfect now.
Because you weren't stressing about it. The mind is a crazy thing, and what we can do with our mind is amazing. Like you could trick yourself into feeling you're sick. Being a hypochondriac is a very real
my grandmother, when I was younger, we'd stay at her house, and oh, are you okay? Are you having a fever? Oh, are you cold? She kept saying, are you cold? We were little kids. We were running around. We're not cold. She always made me put a jacket on to go outside. She's like, you're going to catch a cold. You're going to catch a cold. Don't get cold.
Hell no.
And so by the time we left for 3 days at her house, I would always feel like I'm getting a cold because it was like she just conditioned it into my mind.
That's so crazy because that's real ass shit. See, it's that fear mongering, and we ain't got time for that. We don't got time. Like this whole black and white thing we try to resurface. Like yes, racism's still there. Racism still exists. We know it, but it also brings.
So are you mixed? Are you black and something?
I'm black, Mexican, different things. I haven't looked at my ancestry, but I know I'm black and Mexican.
Okay, that's cool.
So yeah, for the most part, I'm grateful for that. It gave me two different sides of understanding and two different sides of culture, and it gave me.
Do you speak Spanish?
Hablo español.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. You speak Japanese. I understand. I've been going to like certain Japanese settings, and I can understand the Japanese language, not understand it.
Yeah, you know it's someone speaking Japanese.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
totally different than all the other
interesting.
Asian languages. Yeah.
I love it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Spanish. I don't know why.
I'm
not sure why.
Well, because
do they have a feminine and masculine?
No, but Spanish uses and Latin uses a consonant and a vowel all the time, which is what Japanese always do. There's no consonant by itself, except or which is usually But, so every, take an English word and the Spanish derivative of constitution is...
Constitución.
Yeah, so every constitución, every one of them has a vowel sound after a consonant sound. Mm-hmm. That's what Japanese is. So that's why it's easier for Japanese to speak Spanish. Because they have the same vowel consonant. Where if they say Tim with just an M at the end, they're like Timu. They have to have a vowel sound at the end. They can't understand just a consonant by itself.
That makes sense.
Because that's the same in Timoteo. It's always got Timoteo.
Yeah. Whoa!
Yeah, so Japanese can totally speak. English is the hardest language for them to learn. And they only have 27 sounds. English has about 400 sounds. So they can't... R and L is just one sound to them. There's no... It sounds the same. And it almost sounds like a D in some cases. Like arigato, it's a R, but it's adigato. Or aligato. Some people do the L sound. So they say really, they say riri. Like they can't do the L sound.
I always realize that. But I always just figure, that's an accent. Now I know why it's coming out like that.
It's just they don't have a character for it, so they've never made their mouth do that. And they try to put a Japanese character to the English sound so they can pronounce it, because they don't know the Romaji, which is the Roman letters. So they're constantly still trying to put the vowel, because that's what they have, all their consonants. So it's really funny when they speak Japanese. When they sing in English, only Japanese people can handle Japanese people singing in English, because it's like...
I gotta hear this.
Let's do an old classic song like Let It Be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yes, let it be.
I'd be like, what you saying, dude?
Speaking good words of wisdom, let it be.
Yo, I haven't been to Japan, but I really want to go.
I love so many things about Japan. The only thing I can't
handle... Tell me your favorite thing. After you tell me what you can't handle.
I can't handle the weather. It's just it's so cold for 8 months and then so hot during 3 months, and the mosquitoes kill you during those 3 months, and it's so humid. And it just goes from super hot to super cold in like a week. And then it never changes. It just gets colder and colder and colder until you're wearing 7 layers of clothes, and I look like that guy on South Park, Timmy. I'm all like, I cannot. And inside your house, you can only heat like 1 or 2 rooms at a time, and you gotta shut all the doors so the hallway's freezing cold. You walk to the restroom and you can see your breath in the hallway, and you sit up. There's no heater in the bathroom. It's just a heated toilet seat. So your butt's not cold, but you're like bundling up. You're like, no. Some people might have like a little heater next to the toilet, which is rare, like a rich person's house. Only a few people I knew had central heating, which is like big cities, but it's like old fashioned stuff.
Nah, man.
I lived in the boonies, so it was pretty
Did
tough.
you get used to it?
No. 13 years I wanted to kill myself every winter. I hated winter.
Damn.
I could not stand it.
So what's your most favorite thing though?
Oh, the girls are so beautiful and they're so nice.
Okay.
Because growing up, I was really popular in school until I got to the point where I was confident with girls, and then all of a sudden like run away from you like, oh. But when I was shy and all the girls wanted to hang out with me and wanted to flirt with me and stuff, and then I became not shy, they're like, oh shit, it's too much, you know?
Now. Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
But then in Japan, they're just nice. Girls are just nice to you, and and I found out what it is. They spend $100 on an hour for English lessons. So if you're speaking English and you're gonna get a free lesson from you, they'll go out with any English speaking guy, and then eventually it might work out into something. But you think they just want to hang out with you because they like you and stuff like that. But they're like, free English lessons.
Let me practice my English right now. Dang. Man, there's so many places I want to go. I want to go to Brazil. Like Brazil seems cool. I know there's a Japanese population.
Yeah,
in
it's
Brazil
big.
too.
Yeah.
What else? I want to go to Nigeria. I heard it's very nice out there.
Well,
I don't know about the weather.
it's probably a lot warmer.
Hell yeah, it is. But I definitely, there's so many things I want to do, and hopefully we can.
Hopefully your music can take you there.
It will. Like I have fan bases in Brazil, and those are my. That's why I mentioned it.
Well,
So I really want to go.
you gotta.
But it depends on COVID. What the hell's going on? Because we're not allowed to go anywhere right now.
Yeah, I was gonna go back to Japan to see my daughter for my birthday 222, and
Okay.
her mom said
look at that.
her mom said no, you can't come. It's wait until the pandemic's completely over. You can't be spreading your American shit in our country because you guys don't take your ass shit right over here.
It's fast.
My daughter was supposed to have my daughter when she was 6 years old. She's 8 years old, and she was supposed to start 3rd grade in August. Come back here, and she didn't because of the pandemic. So,
Beautiful. What's her name?
Rosina.
Rosina's a beautiful name.
Rosina was my aunt. There's a picture of her over there. She died young. She was very beautiful, so I said, I'm going to name my daughter Rosina when if I have a daughter. And then after I named her Rosina, my grandma said, oh, that's so great. You named us after all 3 of us. I'm like, all 3 of us? What are you talking about? She goes, my mom's named Rosina. I'm named Rosina. I'm like, I'll call my grandma Rosa since I was a little kid. So I never knew her name was Rosina. I only knew her daughter, who died young, was Rosina. And she goes, oh, yeah, my mom's Rosina, too. And my grandfather, his first wife was named Rosina. So he married 2 Rosinas, the first wife and the second wife.
Well, that's deep.
And I think the first wife died young. So he married another Rosina.
That is
We had like 4 or 5 Rosinas in the family.
ain't nothing wrong
And I
with
never
that.
knew that. Just till I named my daughter Rosina. That's a trip, huh?
Hell yeah.
Were you named after someone?
My mom's nickname was Angel. That's what I always hear.
Okay.
And I believe my mom and my dad were Farrah Fawcett fans. So Angel
That's
Farrah.
why.
Yeah. So it's pretty deep. I really enjoy the name. I really like it. It's cool. Angel Farrah fan.
It's good for a CD cover. It's good for any promotional stuff. Some people are named things like, there's so many famous artists that were named Robert Zimmerman. You know who that is?
Tell me about him.
Okay.
What song did you do?
So he changed his name because they said, Robert Zimmerman sounds kind of goofy. You do folk music. Why don't we call you... No, I think he chose it out of a book. Bob Dylan.
Oh, I know Bob Dylan.
Yeah, so you know it is his real name.
Like, I know Bob Dylan.
And then who else changed their name? Oh, of course, like Marilyn Monroe. She was... what was her name? Her name was...
I just assumed Marilyn Monroe.
No, her name was that song. From the 22nd row, saw you something more than sexual. More than just our Marilyn. Goodbye, Norma Jean. Her name was Norma Jean, and they thought it
That's
sounded...
a cute name.
I know, but that sounded too like little white girl, like, you know, like goody good, and she wanted like Marilyn Monroe, you know. And then there's so many famous artists that change their name, but you don't need to change your name. I was named after Timothy Leary, who was my dad's guru. He was the main proponent of the whole LSD psychedelic movement, and the Beatles had him in a lot of their albums. They have him on stage when they were doing a lot of their concerts. They were doing a final BBC before they broke up. And he's right next to the John Lennon. He's all sitting on like clapping.
He's like, look
all
what I
we
get.
need is... Yeah, it's a song. All we need is love. That's Timothy Leary sitting right next to John Lennon doing like a posture and stuff. He was a crazy guy. But my dad was totally named, so he named me after that. So I like Timothy. I debated using different names because I was born Timothy Janakos, which is a Greek name, but it's spelled Gianakos. And Gia, some people say Gianakos. When I went to Japan, they said Gianakos. I'm like, no, it's Janakos, like Japan. They said, why don't you spell it like that? So I changed it to J-A.
That makes sense. It had a Greek ring to it, Janakos.
Yeah, Janakos, yeah.
Oh, well, Janakos. I thought Janakos.
Well, yeah, it probably was. It was probably Janakopoulos way back in the days. But it didn't fit on the Ellis Island paper, so they had to just take like Stephanopoulos became Stephens.
What?
Janakopoulos became Janakos. They took off the Opolis, which means of the people or something like that. Opolis, like metropolis, and they took off because the long Greek names were so big for the immigration paper. They were like, no, we don't have that page. Janakopoulos is like the super long one.
And that's such a tough decision, and people, I don't know. I just think about this country and things you sacrifice to be here, because it's not always like roses and butterflies.
So many people have sacrificed so much shit.
Have you read The Jungle? By Upton
I
Sinclair?
haven't. Oh, I read something by Sinclair before.
Upton Sinclair is.
And I listened to many of the audio tapes where people are talking about him all the time.
He was just so deep. The way he thought and the way he could put himself in somebody's head. The Jungle was a deep book just because it was talking about the meat processing plants back in the day, and they talked about it. I believe an immigrant family that came. I forgot the country. I haven't read this book in about 10 years.
Oh.
And it gives you their story and why. At the end, this guy who was basically the main character going to work, and I think his family had died. They all got sick, and he's at a communist party retreat in a meetup because the shit that he's been through working at this processing plant, coming in as an immigrant. He's like realizing we don't have no rights in this country.
No. So many people died building the Empire State Building. Like 30 people a month fell off the building while they're making it because there was no like safety regulations.
That's what he got into as well.
And people were like drinking whiskey and stuff while they're like on skyscrapers doing it because there was like no
was
laws against it. While you're at work, you couldn't drink or smoke cigarettes.
So deep because that's what Upton Sinclair like talked about a lot about these meat processing plants and safety. How some people fell
into the thing and got grinded up. Yeah, those. It's like some parts of China now are like what the U.S. used to be like. Like there's just no regulation and everyone just like they're poor people, let them just die if they die, you know. It's like
humanism.
Yeah, there's no care for people. When capitalism was the big heydays of like the robber barons and stuff, they just worked people to death, and it was almost as bad as being a person in a slave factory when you worked for a corporation, because they were either that or they lived on the street. They were super poor, they had to get a job, so they just went to the
and how hard
huge
it was to
factories.
make rent.
Yeah. And like 3 or 4 people worked at the same factory, lived in a little small apartment together near the factory because they didn't have enough money to drive to the factory.
That's what they got.
So they had like these dormitory places for all the workers.
Please read The Jungle by Upton Sinclair.
Yeah, he talked about that. I've heard, yeah.
You'll be very like, I don't know, this book just took me to a different world and made me understand, like, even my grandparents.
Have you read 1984?
Well, that was good. Because I'm kind of in that shit now, but I don't want to get into it too deep. But there was this, there's another book. Was it The Jungle? There was something else. Oh, I wanted to bring up the fact that my grandparents are immigrants and their journey from Mexico. My grandfather, he came so many times over. He had to keep coming back, and his journey into like getting into little jobs, picking fruit, definitely working his way up.
How hard that would be.
The conditions, and now he's living in his own house that he owns with my grandmother. They both own the house.
And the crazy thing is, so many people were still sending money back to their family in Mexico.
That's
when
exactly
they were
what
like not
about.
even surviving.
You had to get lucky. You had to find good people to get you a good place, and both my grandparents got lucky in finding good people around.
Oh, wow.
It's always like luck because that's why we're here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's kind of like a struck of luck, or even just working yourself to the bone to make sure we have. And I don't take it for granted about our ancestors anymore. Like I really have a belief that our ancestors helped. And I remember just having, I was at a rapé ceremony. I want to bring this up.
What ceremony?
A rapé ceremony.
What's that?
I think it's tobacco snuff.
Oh, okay.
And I just remember being so relaxed. I was in a deep meditative state. And there was a moment I felt and saw people of different backgrounds. But I felt like they knew me and I knew them. And it was just like I was so relaxed, and I was in the middle of them, and they came around me, and just held around me, and I felt this love and this care, and I was like, "Are these my ancestors? They have to be my ancestors. There's no way. The people that came before us, doesn't matter what. The only reason we're here is because of them." And so I
Yeah,
get a lot of respect
I'm
for
part Seminole or Cherokee, which they were forced to coexist in Florida after the Trails of Tears. They were mixed, the tribe. So some people still know which ones they were, but my mom thought we were Seminole, and when I finally met my dad after 30-something years, he said, "No, you're Cherokee." And then my brother did the blood test thing. I don't know how they do the saliva or whatever, the DNA testing. And it said he has no Native American, which I don't believe. Some of these DNA people might be wanting to wash things out of the memory of people that have a lot of European ancestry. They're like, "No, you don't have any Native American," because they want us to, not care about our ancestors.
We got to. Like, I even see some things here that I'm like, this is the crystals. That
Yeah, I have like African motifs over there.
We all got some African blood in us. We already know where we originated from. I don't even want to get extra on it, but we all know where life originated at scientifically. Even, I think, I don't know, what I like to think about is like how religion kind of just try to strip all sorts of holistic measures and proof that there's other things and other ways to really breathe and meditate and even just get
Well, you know why they burn the witches? Because they were the ones who were into the energy healing, and they were the ones who were the midwives, and they wanted men to take the power away from women by controlling the birthing process and as soon as they get the baby, they take it away from the mother and they keep it away for like a long enough, and then they let them get back with the mother slowly, but they don't have like when a baby comes out right away, their head should be put right by the heart of the woman, and it starts syncing with the rhythm of the woman, and that keeps them like from being a robot. So if the baby got separated right away and doesn't ever have that connection with the heart, even if it's a nurse holding him, it'll start becoming like what's his name? He was the president, and he's going to be soon out of the office. The guy who just doesn't care about people. What do they call that?
Narcissist, sociopath.
Sociopath. People that just don't think about other people because they didn't have a close connection with like a loving parent where their brainwaves synced up with the heart. Because a lot of the really rich people, they're like, "Oh, send them to boarding school. Oh, give them to the wet nurse or whatever." Like they don't take care of the kids. A lot of the really rich people.
God, we gotta start doing that.
They got into this like whole way of doing it, which the men who took over the medical establishment in the 1600s wanted women out of it. Midwiving, you had to get so all the people that they call witches were all midwives, and they all knew about healing, herbal healing, and all natural healing. And so they call them they're like magical people, witches. But it was just
that's
all
so
about
deep because
that
really is what I remember. This even being said, like this professor that that literally like referred us to the book The Jungle. He was always talking about natural methods of things, and smart women were burned at the stake. It wasn't because they were really doing some evil stuff. It's because they had knowledge.
They had knowledge. They didn't want people to have that knowledge.
I really hate
They wanted a corporation to patent whatever the natural herbal thing was, to take it out of context and isolate it genetically and whatever, and put a patent on it, so now you have to pay a fee to get it instead of just growing it in your yard or growing it naturally, because all these herbs just grow naturally, and we just have to know how to find them and how to process them ourselves, which what the people that were called witches did.
Are you into Dr. Sebi? Very into like saying foods heal, like everything we eat heals, how to have a clean diet.
I've read a lot of the different. I mean, I listened to a lot of them on Pacifica Radio back when I was in Orange County. They used to have this station that they blocked. They have a transmitter in TJ that blocked it for San Diego, putting classical music over progressive politics, but they would talk about all that stuff.
That's so deep. We're such a propagated state, and we tend to forget that we got propaganda too, and then we blame everybody else. We got so much.
It's like
we blame everybody else for.
We say the Russians meddled with the election. If they meddled with anyone's election, they learned it from us because we meddled with everyone's election, including theirs. We fucked with everyone's election. We always are the king of the fucking stealing elections. I was just watching this whole thing about every election since Ronald Reagan's been stolen. It's just each party party tries to steal it enough to one party steal better than the other one.
Is that why Trump is mad?
Yeah, because he tried to steal it, and the other party stole it better. Because they had the control of the mainstream media and the government.
They really did this time. Oh my God.
Because they said Donald Trump got more votes this time than he got the first time, way more than Hillary. And this old man who doesn't know shit, who totally gaslighted the debate was so bad, he just gaslighted the hell out of Bernie Sanders. And gaslighting means you purposely say lies over and over until they're like questioning their own reality. Like he said, "Oh yeah, Bernie, you have lots of PACs," and Bernie was like, "What?" And he said, "Oh yeah, you take PAC money. You do. You have lots of PACs." And he's like, "You can't defend something like totally out left field lie." And he did all these lies in the last debate, and it was like, "Oh my God, I can see where this is gonna go." And the pandemic started, and they're like, "Okay, we're locking everything down, so now we can control this election."
I remember this clip in which like the guy was announcing the pandemic, and there was like, "We're in a live exercise," and I was like, "You should have said some." And I'm like, "Wait up, what is that supposed to mean? We into some shit that we don't even know about that's deeper than us?"
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's probably a push to help the ecosystem in our environment, maybe through some like sort of like weird control? Because if you think about it,
I think the pandemic, whether it was started by humans, which I think it probably was started by humans, it became its own consciousness, and it started going against the people who created it, or
we saw so much shit and we learned so much shit. It exposed so much shit.
Yeah, this pandemic is just weird, and the crazy thing is I had a video on YouTube that I had on YouTube for 3 or 4 years, and that's when I was an energy healer in Japan, and I learned about MMS, which I'm going to say here and hopefully not gets blocked on YouTube because they blocked my videos. MMS is Miracle Mineral Solution or Miracle Mineral Supplement, and it's made naturally, and when you combine it, it's called stabilized oxygen, and whenever you oxygenate anything, it can't hold viruses, it can't hold what are the 4 different ones? It's viral infections, fungal infections, and bacterial infections. It can't, and none of those can survive under a high oxygenated environment. So you take it internally, or you put it on orally, externally, and it kills any bacterial infection, fungal infection, or a viral infection. Did it say fungal, viral, bacterial infection? Mm-hmm. And this video and hundreds of videos were all over YouTube, and then all of a sudden I put it back up because I couldn't find it anymore. I'm like, what the hell happened? Right when the pandemic started, I put the video back up, and they blocked it. And they still, all my ones that they blocked, I wrote a letter and I said, there's nothing dangerous about this, whatever, and they would watch it and they would go, okay, yeah, we released it. It was messed up. Our algorithms were messed up. Mm-hmm. This one they won't even. It's still in processing. They're still processing the request to let it, because they don't want anyone to know about it.
And you know what's tripping? Whenever you post anything saying COVID or election, or they have site at the bottom on your Instagram post. And that's creepy.
Yeah.
Who the hell's monitoring our stuff to do that?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. And I posted it on a couple sites, and right away, fact checkers have decided this like, who the fuck's fact checking my video? This is bullshit. You just got some fucking algorithm to tell me that this is not true.
My God.
Because Fauci's not saying it? You think Fauci he works for the medical industry? You think he's going to say what actually kills viral infections, and it's free to everyone to just make in their living room? They're not going to let you know that.
There's so much control, and Dr. Sebi said this line. He's like, "There's no cures invented in this country. It's ran like a mental asylum. Because they keep giving us medication we get addicted on.
Then you want to eat another medicine for that medicine, another medicine for that. They go, oh, we got the money flowing on this guy.
You mess up your kidneys with this. Here's this for your kidneys. Oh, now your pancreas is messed up. And that's
now your blood sugar's up. Okay, now your blood pressure's up high. Oh, you need more medication.
That's why I don't take medication.
I don't take any. I've never. I only took for a toothache. In Japan, I asked them for kompa, which they have a choice. Every doctor has a choice to do kompa, which is Chinese medicine, or the Western medicines. They always push the Western medicine because they get a kickback from the pharmacy, because it's always next door to their clinic.
Same thing with psychological medications, by the way, too.
Yeah, they get a kickback. So they always push that, and then I say, no, I want kompa. And they say, oh, okay. and they write me a prescription.
Like,
and I go down to the Chinese doctor down the street, and he just, he gets all these herbs and puts them together, and he's like, okay, take this, and that. I'm like, oh yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah, it's still in Japan. They still have that old way, but the doctors try to like get you to go straight to the Western drug.
I've even been offered opiates for neck pain. I was just like, I just got a little. I've been having this crick in my head. They're like,
talking
do you need
about
anything? I'm
talking
like,
about
no.
natural remedies. This is what I do for neck pain. Just in case any of you guys wonder what I do for neck pain.
There's so many things being pushed, and I'm starting to realize, like, I feel like this is the era for like holistic healing. And
if any of you guys have neck pain on the video, I hope your neck pain just went away. That's natural medicine right there from the Native Americans. And it was actually, this medicine right here is the most amazing medicine in the whole damn world. This has been known throughout every culture.
What is it?
Marijuana.
Oh. I couldn't smell it. You know what I mean? Like, really?
You can open a window and turn the fan on. Sorry guys. That was a perfect segue into the medicinals.
I like that.
So I actually got out of marijuana in my later college days, and I got really against it because I had a girlfriend who was a little bit nuts, and I thought, it made her more nuts, and I thought people were just nuts who did it. And then I became part of the Hemp Council of Orange County, which was talking about the natural hemp clothing, hemp paper, hemp fuel for cars, hemp dashboards. Mercedes does all hemp dashboards, and all the natural resins you can use with the natural plant. So I was all into that, but I was like, all the guys were stoners. I'm like, you just want to get stoned. I want this for the people to do natural things. And hemp seed, you can live off that. It's got like so much protein and fatty acids and so many other things that you need in your diet. You can almost live completely off hemp seed if you got in a famine, which there's so many uses of this plant. So I got back into it later. My later years of college, I went to college for a long time, because these really smart people started like getting me back into it. They're like, no, we're all fucking straight A students. We're fucking brainiacs. And we smoke marijuana. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not gonna get down.
For me, I just can't. Like, I can't function. But CBD is something that's like.
Okay.
Okay, because I literally like will smoke too much to the point I'm like, I'm done. I'm not productive. See, that's me. Maybe one day I'll be able to control it.
Yeah, for
but
me,
CBD
it's the
is
opposite. I do a lot of leaf because bud's too strong for me. I think leaf has more CBD than it does THC, but it get me stoned. But for some reason, marijuana, for me, makes me super active. I want to go rollerblading around the block right now after this, when you guys leave. Or I want to go, too bad it's not Wednesday, I want to go to the drum circle and dance all night. Have you ever been to the drum circle?
Not an OB. Not yet.
You gotta go to OB drum circle. Bring your sax tomorrow. I'm gonna bring my sax.
It's tomorrow, huh? Okay.
I've been saying.
You gonna bring it?
I've been saying I'm gonna do my sax.
Tell me the keys ahead of time so I could actually. Get on it.
Yeah, no, we're gonna. The drummers are going crazy, so we're just gonna. You improvise and I improvise, and we kind of work around each other.
I'm really good with A minor blues. Like
we'll do it in whatever key you want. I can play.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah, I was poor, so I bought all my own instruments, and I went to the library, and I got all these books on music theory and jazz improvisation. And then after I graduated high school, I went to this high school music camp at Cal State Fullerton where they taught jazz improvisation in one of the classes. And that was so amazing. I learned so much, and he gave me all this workbook to work for the next 5 years on learning the jazz improvisation. And I was really good back in the days. I just haven't been practicing as much. But yeah, theoretically, I can do it, anything like that. But when I smoke pot, I can actually improvise way better than when I don't smoke pot.
Something you activate spiritually. I don't know what it is.
It's a connection. It's the connection to sound and waves and stuff. Like the fingers kind of know where you're going.
You don't gotta think.
No,
you're not thinking.
Because I think you're too focused on what you're trying to get done on your sax. But when you just do a little boom, it's it opens up. So I don't know what it is.
That's fact. And that's another thing I'm starting to realize too, is I was playing with some, I think they're DJ Alina or something. I remember we were in front of Waterfront Park, and I remember seeing all these trucks there, and I remember some guy came up to me, he helped me with my chair. He's like, "You want to take a hit of this real quick?" And I was like, "You got weed?" This is when I smoked. Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, go ahead." So he was just spoiling me, he was just, he's like, "You want another hit?" I'm like, "I'm good. I'm about to play." But there was something that happened that night, and it just
you
let
just
go. And I was
you
just
went
like,
you went to
and I was
town.
like,
You went
hell
to
yeah, I
town.
can go
Yeah.
to town. But that's the connection you feel. It's something you're not nervous. You let go of every inhibition. And that's what I like about marijuana.
There was this guy who does at the open mics on the beach. He did this like it sounded like a computer. His you know that guy? You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I want to hear
His beatbox is like this electronica beatbox. It's so amazing. You're like, that's coming out of his fucking mouth. And then I got stoned and I went on and I started doing the same thing. I was like, he looked over at me like, what the fuck? How did you just learn that? I'm like, oh my god! It was like I was looking at him and it was like my mouth was just doing this weird shit. I was like, whoa, that's fucking cool.
Hell yeah, it is. That's
But
deep.
let's go back to like what. When I first started writing music and I started wanting to be a famous singer-songwriter, it was during the apartheid of South Africa, and I was determined my music was going to start these big music festivals against the apartheid movement. And then all of a sudden, African apartheid ended, and I'm like, oh shit, what am I going to do with my music now?
You can still make it like that.
No, but I'm just saying it was.
I'm like,
that
you
was
were around back then,
that was when I was reading the African apartheid journals. I was reading the anti-apartheid journals. I was reading Stephen Biko's life story, which the reason I heard about that is I loved Peter Gabriel, and he has a song called "Oh Biko, Biko, Biko's Biko," and I'm like, who's Biko? And I looked it up and I got his autobiography and I read it. He got killed in prison, false charges and shit, because he was leading this big movement against apartheid. And the crazy thing is, have you seen the movie Searching for Sugar Man?
I haven't.
Oh, you gotta see this movie.
Okay.
So this guy named, just his last name, what's his fucking last name? I want to say Santiago, but it's not. Some natural Spanish last name. Rodriguez. No, Rodriguez, that's what it is. His albums, 2 albums he released in the late 60s, early 70s. He was like the Bob Dylan writer, and he had the most amazing lyrics and the most progressive thoughts. And it didn't take off, or maybe they didn't let it take off, because it was like political lyrics, and they're like, that's not going on the radio. We just killed, a lot of people were going to kill, they finally killed in the 80s, they killed the last really progressive singing about peace and justice and shit.
That's so trippy. It makes me mad.
So this guy, he didn't know, but his 2 CDs or 2 albums, this was before CDs, got sent to South Africa, and they started duplicating them because they were political lyrics. And that became the anthem of the anti-apartheid movement. And then after apartheid ended, these journalists were going like, I wonder why he only released 2 albums. Maybe he died. And so they started asking, does anyone know where he's at? No. He sold more records in South Africa than Elvis. And he never knew, and he never got a penny. Because he did those 2 albums in the early 70s, and then he became a demolition man. And he had kids and a family and everything, and then he got out of music. And then some journalist calls him up and goes, are you... He's like, yeah. He's like, your music sold more than Elvis in South Africa. He's like, what music? He goes, my 2 CDs I released back in the 70s and no one bought it? Yeah, it's the biggest thing in South Africa. He's like, what the fuck? So they toured him all over South Africa, full sold-out stadiums.
Whoa!
And his music, they have a live album of all of his hits, and then his 2 albums that he did that were just, the lyrics were so progressive that they would not let him on the radio. And he just never, and plus his name was, a Mexican-American guy named Rodriguez. It's kind of like, what's that,
Steve.
But he was like his music was like or better than Bob Dylan. And it was so like politically charged. Now you listen to it, it's like not so political, but back then it was like the establishments. He says I go everywhere I go on the street, all the people are pouring on, they're suffering, all this, but all I hear when I turn on the news is the establishment's blues. What they're like, their stock market's going down. Oh, they're having trouble. They're not. What about all these fucking people that are starving, man? You're not talking about us ever. You're talking about the establishment blues, And he had all these songs about shit like that, and it was just so in your face. And one of his songs was called Sugar Man. That's why they call it Search for Sugar Man. And it was the first song on the album, and the government it was the record players only back then. So they just scraped it out with a file. So you'd buy the album and that one song you couldn't hear because you put on you just go right
That's
off.
so fucking deep. Yo, what people would do so they don't hear your shit. That's so fucking deep.
And that made it go like sold more because people like underground started buying it from other places and stuff.
That's beautiful.
But the crazy thing is the industry in America knew that this was selling in South Africa, but they didn't tell him or tell anyone because they didn't want him to release another album. Because if he knew he was selling in another country, he'd be like, "Oh, the fuck, I'm gonna do another album." They don't want that fucking guy to do another album. You're a demolition man. Just keep doing your demolitions. They kept it from him because they didn't want him to know at all what his music was taking off like a wildfire up there. And they were making a lot of money, but they could have made way more money if they let him release. You know, he would have kept writing albums if he was doing such a success, but he never knew.
They do some shady shit.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to even think about. I'm glad he took the opportunity to do it live, but to even think that people will stop you in your journey just because you have such an impact is honestly not far-fetched to me anymore.
But now that we have the internet, there's a way it can get out there. But there's so many like things like I told you about my video getting totally deplatformed on YouTube, and Facebook like blocked it and shit after that. I'm like, what the fuck? So I had to change the name of the show because we called that one Live at the Kudo Cafe and this one In Bed with Tim Janakos. But just having In Bed in the title, they would like always flag it for all kinds of stuff. I'm like, oh man. Okay.
Hell yeah, they gonna flag
I gotta
that.
change the name. This is called the night show, and that's called like the PG
just
show.
Do that shit. And I want to see everybody be like, in bed. What is
It was supposed to be a comical thing, you know.
But they don't give a damn. Everything's so like contextual. I feel like America, for being as racist as it is with their media, like we're still so behind. Like, oh my god, oh no, WAP got released. Oh no, but it's like this is what our American industry is pushing out into the world.
Yeah.
And it's like taking all these other artists and making them the same way. So why are we so still like on edge about sexual connotation and context? Like, let's grow up and realize that we're all grown-ups. And, you know, we can differentiate and we could choose what we show our kids and we cannot. Like, we can possibly choose to show them the WAP video or not. Like, it's all based on parenting. Why are we still being so censored? That's another thing I don't understand is, like, we got all these artists that are international. Let's look at it. Let's be real. Who may be seen as racy in certain countries. Like, we got to think about Nicki. We got to think about Beyonce. Like, I'm not saying, like, they're not race. They're just, you know, doing what they love to do. And that's how they express themselves. Not a big deal. But it's seen as so racy and so... And I'm hearing the conservatives talk about it on the right. Even some liberals talking about, like, oh, that's too much. But it's like, yo, everybody's eating this up like candy. Why are we still censoring each other? Why are we still trying to say, this isn't good for the kids? And another thing that pisses me off is, like, these protesters that come and try to shut down drag queens from reading to kids. Like, this is a realistic part of life. Drag queens exist. We all exist. Let's stop trying to shield people and kids from reality. It's some bullshit. We all know it. You don't want your kid to be walking down the street like, what's that or who's that? No, it's there. It's always going to be there. It's never changed. Ever since ancient times, it's been around. Let's stop bullshitting. Quit trying to act like it ain't ever been seen. I don't want my kid to be around. I don't want my kid to see. They're going to see it when they get older. And hey, your son or your daughter may want to be into themselves and may want to express their gender differently. There's no big deal about it. And so that's another thing I'm starting to realize. It's like, wow, we're really like, we're so unprogressive and we're showing this whole different view that the world's like, oh, America's so free. But then when you're actually in this, you're like, there's still a lot of hate. And that's something I'm kind of realizing, like all this attempt to censor things and be all like high horse about it. It's like, just relax.
We have a word for that now called virtue signaling.
For real?
Yeah, virtue signaling is like, oh, I'm so good. I don't like that. That's bad.
I feel like being virtuous is just letting people live and be and understand that we all need to look at reality the way it is and understand that we're all one and that we're all people and we express ourselves differently, and that's fine. It would be boring to live in a world where we weren't a little different. It would be boring to live in a world without Prince. Like,
oh man,
my God, like think about it. Like this person was so gender fluid, they didn't give a fuck. They're like, I'm gonna wear makeup. I'm gonna
Do you
look
know
fine
he gave so many of his songs because they said he was flooding he was writing too many songs and producing too many songs. They're like, you can't do this. So he started giving the Bangles. He gave so many famous singers songs, but they didn't put from Prince on the album because he said no, just because the industry's trying to keep me from writing so many songs because I'm writing too much shit. And then that's why he changed his name like twice because they tried to sue him for flooding the market.
That's so ridiculous.
Yeah. Like no, our contract says you can only do 10 songs every 10 months. You can't do 55 songs 10 months. You know.
But what are you gonna do when you're a musician? All you do is want to create, especially when you got the funds.
He's got the funds and the bands and he's got the. When his first album, the guys took it to the studio, and it's a big record label, and he goes, sit down, you gotta listen to this. He goes, no, I could just play it right now. I'm standing up. He said, no, you guys sit down. This is good shit. Sit down. Probably okay. I'm gonna fucking sit down. What is this? He plays it. He goes, oh, that band, whatever that band is, it's gonna be on my next big act. Okay, I want that band. What's the bass player's name? What's the drummer's? Like, no, it's one guy. That's Prince. He did the bass, he did the drums, he did everything on his first album. And I said, that's one guy. That's the fucking best band I ever heard in the world. I want that band. I don't care about this Prince guy. I want that band. You know, like no, he's the guy. He's did it all, man. What the fuck? You have to have him. And he has to be singing his songs. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because he's Devo. Like you can't fuck with Prince. You cannot say if somebody was to tell Prince, no, you can't play your own. What? Bye. He will literally just walk out the building. I already know his tune.
Yeah, that's
like,
why
I can just feel it.
So he said, okay, I'm leaving the record now. No, we own you for 2 years on the record label. It's like, well, I'm just release it under a different name. What are you gonna name it under? I'm the artist formerly known as Prince, and they're like, they assume you're still using Prince. Okay, I'm just a symbol now. It's like I don't got a name.
That's how real it was. He did not give a fuck. He's like, okay, you want to do me dirty? Well, boom. And he just, I don't know. That's what I admire about him because he did not give a fuck, and just seeing how. He just had this mindset of like, I'm gonna be me. Who are you? Why are you trying to fit me?
But
in a box?
he had so much coming out of him. They don't want to admit that most of the pop stars are written by 3 or 4 guys that work in the Brill Buildings, or they used to work in the Brill Buildings in this little part of, where was the Brill Building? Somewhere in New York. And they were writing for all the major artists.
You're getting some deep shit right now. I love that.
Yeah, and they wanted those people to, and they can't write 50,000 songs a week, you know, like Prince could, you know. So they're like, no, this is called the rocking the boat about, you know, these guys who write all the songs. You know. Only Elton John had his own songwriter, Bernie Taupin, writing all the songs, but everyone else had the same guys, man. The Whitney Houstons, all the people that are real big name, they didn't write their stuff. It was all written. Michael Jackson wrote a lot of his stuff, but Quincy Jones wrote a lot of it too, and a lot of other people wrote it, but they always put Michael Jackson. Yeah, I did it all.
Mm-hmm.
But he was very talented. I mean, but he wasn't like Prince where he can write all the shit.
I think what he liked to do when I look at clips of Michael working is he liked being around other people and getting these ideas and working like a madman and staying up with Quincy and the team. Like you would see him like, this ain't enough. Walk out like, let's do this again. Like he was so obsessive. He was like, he wanted to get it right for the people and that's another thing I'm realizing even with my own artistry. Sometimes, like, I've been in the studio and people have got tired of me. I'm like, it's not right. And they say it right here and they say it the way I want to say it. And I've been in a studio, like, recently where I felt like I was too rushed or I didn't feel comfortable.
You want to hear a song that I just got out of the studio doing that is a comedy Christmas song?
Was it the one you posted on Instagram?
Yeah, you've heard it?
Yeah.
I'll play it again? You have your phone? Because all my phones are running.
I didn't bring it.
Oh, okay.
Can we use your phone?
Can we use your phone for one song? Just go on my Instagram page and then click on the link.
Just type in Tim Janakos.
So I had to do 3 different takes of it because I had to take out bad words to get it finally on 91X. But the last one I took out is nigga. Because I was quoting my favorite Christmas song, which is Christmas time in the LBC. Have you heard it?
Yeah.
So in that he says nigga in the song.
I'm like, oh, you gonna get me heated over here? You get me saying all that? I'm being real, like, ooh, a black woman. I'm like, I'm not.
So I didn't know because I was quoting the song in my song, right? I was trying to act like I was one of the guys in Christmas time in the LBC in the background singing one of their lines. And so I had to take that out for the final. I'm like,
well, yeah, they go flip, and especially
my black friends all got on me, man. They all got on me. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I kind of want to get on you too,
I was just
but
playing.
like, we're in an interview. I'm not gonna do it right now. But like,
oh,
I can see what it is.
See that? They said they just kicked me off. They kicked me off. They said I said a bad word. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. And this is the original version that didn't get played on the radio. We're gonna play it. I'm trying to quote a song that I really like for Christmas. I'm sorry if I say the N-word.
Yeah,
but it's in the song.
I'm kind of like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, well, here.
Okay. It's on my Instagram page.
Is it gonna have it in there? Because I don't want it to play.
Yeah, this is the one. I'll go radio edit or something.
It's a radio edit, right?
No, this is the real one.
Oh, I know. I can't condone playing that. I don't want to play that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, sorry, no.
We'll go to that part. I'll stop right before that part.
No, well, yeah, but don't play that part because I don't want to hear that.
We're
Sorry.
gonna do the beginning.
It's like that for me.
So if you go to my Instagram page and you click on this, you can play
My new Christmas song that just got. So this was 1 hour in the studio. I did every part in 1 hour.
And that's all you on the instruments?
There's only me and the piano, and I did all these backup harmonies and shit. What the heck? Rotate device.
What time does it come on? Just because I'm like, I don't want to go down.
No, I'm gonna stop before that. I'm gonna push stop. I know
What
when
you
it
did
comes
right
up.
there. Michael, you did with the keys.
Another Christmas alone.
You sound good.
Cause I don't like being cold.
That's from a Chinese kung fu movie. I took all these parts from different things.
There's nothing to this holy day. Just advertisers selling crap we soon will throw away. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
I like that.
Ding dong, ding dong. Christmas really sucks.
Should have buzzed it?
No, I don't know. I think it's coming.
Lift my butt. Why was it?
Feels good.
Okay, so this is the version that didn't get on the radio.
I can see why. Shoot. Well, I actually have to get going.
Okay, so we're ending the show. This has been a lovely show. I'm gonna put all the links to all of her songs so you can listen. Can you do something musically before you go? What can I do?
Let's see.
Do a rap, or I'll play a beat on the thing, and you can bust out a rap or something.
I can do some. Let's see if I remember it.
You know some chords on the guitar?
I only know like 2,
Oh, okay.
but I can't play.
Oh, yeah, I'll play.
Go
some.
ahead.
Let me see if it's in tune.
I haven't sang. Maybe I could sing or freestyle something.
Okay. You say you want that ring of gold. You say you want your story to remain untold.
All I really want is you, baby. All I really want is you, baby.
All I want is you.
All the diamonds in the sky, I'ma make it right. You know I'ma make it right, baby. Baby, you know it. I'm the one for you. Ain't no need to push back. Ain't no need to hold back. You right through for me. You know I need from you, baby, darling. Ain't no need to lie. I just want you close and baby, can you come over for tonight? Come on over for tonight, give me one. I know what you feel for me, baby, 'cause I feel for you, baby, can you come through? Oh, baby, you sure you wanna feel for you, baby, 'cause I want that action, you know what I want, give me that action. Bring it with attraction, super attraction, you know what I want. Yeah, ain't no doubt it, ain't no need to worry about it. Baby, can you come?
I like it.
I just made that up. I didn't know.
I like it. So you know what? I heard a little bit of, and I know whenever time someone says, "Oh, you sound like this person," I'm like, "No, I'm better than that guy." But anyway, a little bit of Tracy Chapman. Did you ever listen to Tracy Chapman?
What is she? Well, she has this one song that I'm really like. I know.
Yeah, everyone knows the big hit, which was Fast Car. Take your fast car and keep on.
Oh, yeah. I know, to be
Had a
honest.
feeling that I belong. She had so many songs that would never be played on the radio because they were so political.
I am now because I
They're
was a little
really
pitchy
good
because
ones.
I had to pick it up. But
Yeah, I know. When you first start singing and you haven't drank any water, you just
hell yeah, but it sounded, for the most part, it was all right. But
Yeah,
I
I
heard
like
a little bit too because it was the rhythm you were playing in.
Yeah, that's very much like our fast car, like very
Mm-hmm.
little soft guitar. I love Tracy Chapman. Her songs. There's one song called Material World. There's so many of her songs that were just.
I'm gonna have to go check her ass out tonight.
Yeah, Tracy Chapman. She has some songs that are just. I'll send you links. But anyways, that's all for today's show. Thank you guys. I'm gonna stop this one first.